Raven football fans, especially my Raven fans. We're here. The season is right here, and we're ready to get started and kicking some butt. Here's a sneak peek at the kind of info I will be dropping. The kind of sneak info that I will be dropping right here on my Baltimore Ravens podcast titled Ravens World. Yes, indeed. You can find me on my YouTube channel, djblongstudio.com. Make sure you tune in. Hit the like button, subscribe, and of course the notification when you want to know when I come on the air. So I will definitely be coming on quite frequently now that the season has begun. That way you can be sure to catch me live, L-I-V-E. Needless to say, I will be dropping some of the hottest breaking news and, of course, giving you insight like no other can. Well, well, let's just say I'm the new jock on the blizzard, the one and only, and the only one, Raven Ruda. And guess what? Here's what I got for you today. Well, in case you were wondering, the Baltimore Ravens are actually getting ready to. Well, actually, they've actually already went into history and not even hit the field yet. Yeah, that's right. The Baltimore Ravens are actually setting history right now, and they haven't. I repeat, they have not hit the field yet. Now, you might be saying, "But dang, Raven Ruder, how the heck did they? How the heck did they get going down in the history right now at this point?" Well, let me break it down to you like this, and this is like I said, this is what you're going to be getting from the Raven Worlds podcast with the one and only Bingo Long. Now, the Ravens really, as we know, we got Lamar Jackson out there doing his thing, the best quarterback in the NFL, and possibly going to be the best quarterback in NFL history. But anyway, let it be known they have what they call an all black quarterback room. Now, some of you might be saying, "What the heck is all black quarterback room?" Well, I'm going to break that down for you and tell you exactly what it is. Okay, all black quarterback room. It's actually believed to be the very first in NFL history. Now, it's been noted that the Baltimore Ravens are believed to be the first team in NFL history to have an all black quarterback room, now, including players and coaches. Okay, we talk about players and coaches. That's what that room is made of. Every team has a quarterback room, and they got the coaches involved as well. Okay, now this particular group consists of, obviously, as far as quarterbacks is concerned, my man Lamar Demetrius Jackson action. And of course, he's got Tyler. There's a pretty good battle going on right now for Tyler Huntley and Josh Johnson as the backups. Who's going to get that number 2 spot? Now, y'all, if you remember, and I know my Raven fans do remember because I remember like it was last night. Tyler Huntley had a chance to win that game against Cincinnati. It just so happened, he on the goal line there, he fumbled the ball and the game turned around. But anyway, he's battling for that number 2 spot with Josh Johnson right now. So they got Lamar, Tyler Huntley, and Josh Johnson's as well. Now, this is what complete the quarterback room, and this is what is going to create a historical moment. They got T. Martin. Now, a lot of you probably don't know who T. Martin is. He actually coached the wide receivers for the Ravens for the previous 2 seasons, and he's the man. He is the quarterback coach, and also his assistant, Kerry Dixon. And Kerry Dixon, who is actually in his second NFL season. He joined the Ravens back in 2022 after 15 years as a collegiate assistant. Okay, Kerry Dixon, and most recently, as he was a wide receiver coach at Georgia Tech back in 2019. Um, Okay, so let me kind of give you a little quick sneak peek at some of these guys here, right quick. Let's go here. Okay, of course we got Lamar. You all know who he is. Yeah, that's the man, boy. That is the man. He's going to light things up like no other half. And then, as I mentioned to you, you got Tyler Huntley, and Tyler is actually battling for that second spot with Josh Johnson, as I mentioned. Now, this is pretty good shootout, and I kind of like Tyler actually. I think Tyler is a very very valuable backup, but this Johnson kid, Johnson is actually he's going to give Tyler a run for his money right now, as they say. Now, the reality of it is that throughout the NFL, there have been very few starting black quarterbacks, as we know, but there's been even fewer. I mean, fewer quarterback coaches, African American quarterback coaches. Now, what the Ravens have right now, basically, in what they call a groundbreaking situation now, even in 2023, the significance of it all is that we are now in the era of black quarterbacks in the NFL. We're in that time, and definitely. And T. Martin, that's the man right there. He's got full control over what's finna go down as far as a history making season for Lamar, as well as the rest of the Ravens, as well as make a positive mark for black quarterback coaches. Okay, now as I mentioned, the group features a black starting quarterback with a playing style once considered unsustainable, and also he has an historic $260 million. That bag is real big. Contract extension. Now, backing him up again, as I mentioned, you got Josh Johnson and Tyler Huntley. Even though it is said many times, and it has been said many times, and there are probably some fools out there that continue to say that. Um, the quarterback room really uh, it's like a main office. It's a headquarters. Okay. Now, even though it's been said many times that when Lamar left high school and college, that he should play wide receiver. So we heard that. We heard that. That's a dead horse right now. Anybody still saying that? Definitely, definitely, most definitely need a head examined. Okay. But again, T. Martin and Kerry Dixon. Now remember those names. Remember those names. Okay. These guys may be potential. After the Ravens finish doing what they're going to do to the rest of the league this year, these guys' names should be coming up. At least T. Martin's name should be coming up for the head coaching position. But we know how that route goes. Now, the quarterback represents progress for the league, as they say, that has turned black athletes away from football, most important position, for decades. Now, there's been a league that's like, yo, I'm sorry, brother. You get best athlete on the field. You know what? I think we can use you at wide receiver more. So I think we can use you at cornerback, DB, something, but not quarterback. Okay, well we know that stereotype, so we're not gonna delve into that. But we just want to go in here and let you guys know there's a stark reminder of black quarterback and black coaches never getting given a chance. I mean, yeah, you can't count them. Definitely, you can't count them on your hands and toes. You definitely won't be able to count them because it's been so many. But anyway, they paved the way. Keep in mind, they paved the way. The significance of the landmark is not lost on Martin. Now, T. Martin, as I mentioned, T. Martin actually was a star quarterback at the University of Tennessee. For your old heads out there, you probably remember he was a starting quarterback at University of Tennessee and played with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He actually had a year at quarterback with the Steelers in 2000 and 2001. Now, while smiling, uh, T. Martin actually said, "This is so cool." COOL. Now we've really come a long way, as he mentioned, and I think it's about time for us to get the opportunities. He's got it. He's got it, and he's in an organization, being in an organization that believes in him and was willing. That's even more. I mean, that's impressive. They were more willing and believed in him, and they were willing to put him as well as Kerry Dixon in these positions to grow. Now, having a player like Lamar Jackson who relates to us and us relating to him is the key to this rare opportunity, says T. Martin. We are in the midst, we're in the middle of this mess right now, witnessing who will, he didn't say who might, he said who will become not only the greatest quarterback ever, but the greatest player ever. Let that soak in for a minute. Not just the greatest quarterback, he's talking about the greatest player ever. And that's saying a lot. No doubt about it. That's saying a lot. Okay. But I'll say this, basically in closing here, T, I would say that it's that it's that and more. It's that and more. That's how significant this is. It's the condescending rejections, the humiliation, the disrespect that many before Lamar Jackson had to endure to get to this point. Let's take a quick look at today's generation. Let's take a look around the league. Let's do a fast pass around the league. Today's generation of young black quarterbacks are now in position to take over the league. And trust me, they're taking it over. They are taking it over. Let's take a look at the Super Bowl last year. Take a quick glance at the Super Bowl. Guess who? You had Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts both played in the Super Bowl last year. Young black quarterbacks, okay? And, of course, if you look at around the league, some of the young black quarterbacks, now I know everybody's got a little something to say about my boy Deshaun Watson, but let's not forget he tore the league up 2 years ago before he ran into that mess in Houston and with the massage girls. But Deshaun say he's ready now. He think he's ready to get back to form, and I'm gonna go out on the record and say, don't sleep on the Browns. Don't sleep on Deshaun. Nobody mentions his name. Nobody talk about him, but check him out this year. He's gonna make some noise. Also, you got Justin Fields down in Chicago doing his thing. Young black quarterback, as I mentioned, taking over the league. Then of course, you got your boy Dak Prescott. We thought he was gonna be doing his thing for a minute there, but Dak has been somewhat of a disappointment. I think Dak is on his last leg at this point with Dallas. There's a reason Jerry Jones went out and got Trey Lance. Don't be tricked by that. Don't be tricked. Dak, say what you want, boy, but Jerry Jones, this your last year. If you don't get them boys to the Super Bowl, Trey Lance might have your starting position in a year. Jerry Jones ain't gonna tolerate you no more. You got to get them boys at least to the NFC Championship game, Dak. You got to get them there, man. You got listen. That winning the division and getting bumped in the first round, that ain't gonna work, boy. That's gonna get you out of there. And Trey Lance is sitting in the cut, and trust me, Jerry Jones has been ready to pull the trigger. He always thought he overpaid you anyway from the very giddy up. But anyway, Dak, we got Dak still out there, so I'm kind of root for him. I'm a Dak fan, but I'm ready to throw a towel in on him if he don't get him past get him into the NFC Championship game. We need to see more out of you, Dak. We need you to get further. Okay. Then of course you got that young buck down in Indianapolis, boy. Y'all be on the lookout for him, Anthony Richardson. Another superstar coming up. Y'all be on the lookout for him. Boy, you hearing it first right here with the Raven Rooter. I'm telling you, this is what's going down. Okay, and again, of course, continue on and let me mention Bryce Young, who was the number one pick. Bryce Young. I really thought he was. He was a good college player, but I don't think he's going to pan out to be that way in the NFL. But again, he's up and coming. He was a number one pick. Let's see what happens. He's down in Carolina, so he's got his work cut out for him. C.J. Stroud, Houston Texans. For all my Raven fans, we got to go down there and treat them like it's a practice game. Okay? That game should be over by halftime. But anyway, let's see what's happening. C.J. Stroud is up and coming as well. You got Malik Willis. Malik Willis was doing pretty well, but he lost his starting spot. And then of course you got Jordan Love. Jordan Love, who no longer is in position where he's got to back up Aaron Rodgers. Jordan Love finna get his chance, and I think he's gonna do well. And there's numerous backup quarterbacks that are proven veterans. These are the young bucks coming in. Let's talk about some of the veterans that are out there that actually could be on the bench next year if they don't perform. And let's start with my boy Russell Wilson. Okay, Russell, you in Denver. This is your last shot at it too, Russ. You don't do nothing this year, man, you're going to be in trouble. Okay? You need to get your act together, and you need to get that team in the playoffs. If you don't get them in the playoffs, Sean Payton going to replace you. He will replace you. He ain't got no ties to you. He ain't got no loyalty to you. You got to perform, Russ. No more excuses, okay? And then, of course, you got Jacoby Brissett, who's a proven veteran. Jacoby hadn't been around the league long, but he's been at a lot of teams. But he's a very valuable quarterback. And, of course, let's talk about Geno. Everybody had put Geno out to rest and thought he was done with. But Geno came back and, he performed very well in Seattle last year. Very well. So let's see how Geno performed this year. Now the teams are going to be expecting him to be what he is. And, of course, my boy was one of my favorites here, man. He just can't get a break at this point. My boy Jameis Winston. I'm rooting for Jameis. I'm a Jameis fan. I was a Jameis fan when he was at Florida State. But Jameis, at Tampa, I thought for sure Jameis was going to lock that position down in New Orleans once Breeze retired. But let's see what happened, man. That Jameis has accepted his backup role, but to me, I think Jameis should be starting for somebody. I think he should. Okay. Then of course you got Teddy Bridgewater. Just played. Teddy Bridgewater he's proven he's a very, very good backup quarterback. But his starting stats, he's right around the 500 mark. So he really he had opportunities. Teddy has had opportunities. He just haven't capitalized on them in the way I thought he would. Most maybe thought he would. And, of course, you got the newcomers that are pushing to make the team. Now, the faces, let's check this out. Believe it or not, and you really can't help but believe it, the faces of the franchises now, they're getting darker and darker. That's what's going on. The faces of the NFL team franchises, they always talk about the faces of the franchise. Well, guess what? That face is getting darker and darker. Okay. And with that, like I said, I will be coming back at you. I'm dropping this Ravens podcast again here. The season getting ready to kick off, and I'm going to be definitely up in your ear as we go along to this season that we're getting ready to just partake on and just go out there and do it. We the Ravens, baby. The Raven Rooter. Back to back. Backing up. Out of here. Make sure you check me out on my YouTube channel. DJBLongsStudios.com. Raven World. And check this out. I'm going to go ahead and do a full cast, full length video. I may drop some on TikTok, but it's going to be short. But if you want to see the full length, like you're getting right now, you know where to lock it in, baby. You know where to lock it in. DJB Long. I don't know. Baltimore Ravens. Raven World.